Hello neighbors, my new friends, my old friends. We just want to say hi to everybody. Hope everybody's doing great today. I'm doing great today. We got a lot ahead of us though. So just want to let you know what's going on. I have a helper again today. I'm doing the grilling and Cowboy. And I'm doing the stilling. That's why I'm wearing my Stillin shirt. You are way over the top. Oh, we have more in common than you're admitting to. Yeah, says you. Don't listen to him. So right now it's very hot out. It's getting hotter by the second. So I don't want to waste time here in the kitchen. I'm going to take you outside. We're going to go over each step as we get to it. So I'll start at the beginning, work you right through the whole process, and we're going to have a good time out there. I think I got the best part of this today. So we're going to have fun. I'll see you all outside. Still in. So yeah, we got a couple things going on at the same time. So while he's going outside to do that, I'm going to get a little prep done inside. I don't need much today, so we'll jump right into that. And I hope you guys enjoy the video, and I hope you try the recipe and enjoy the lunch. All right, so there's not a lot of prep to do in this video. I'm going to chop up some onion because I like onion on top of the chili cheeseburgers and the chili dogs. But I made the chili ahead of time just to save us time today. And you can use any of your favorite chilies. Use a canned chili if you want. Make your favorite recipe. I made mine a little bit different today because it's specifically going on top of a cheeseburger and on top of a hot dog. So I made sure the hamburger was chopped up very fine. I didn't put a lot of things in that I normally like. I'm not your traditional chili type person. I like corn in my chili. I like sometimes black beans. And sometimes I put refried beans in to thicken it up. So, but I made this specifically to put on top of the cheeseburgers and on top of the chili dogs. So keep in mind, it should be a little bit thick so it doesn't just run off the top of those cheeseburgers. Other than that, I'm gonna chop this onion up right now, put that in the refrigerator, and then we'll be good to start cooking. All right, guys, thanks for meeting me out here in the backyard. Well, this is the still. Start with a disclaimer. When you're working with alcohol and open flame, there's always a chance of explosion. So don't do this at home, number one. And number two, it's illegal to make moonshine at home. So I'm going to say that I'm actually distilling flavored water today. And I'm doing a strawberry watermelon flavored water. And when you distill it, it comes out clear, just like a moonshine would. So as far as the camera or anybody watching, you can't tell the difference. So that's where I'm going with this today. So the first step was a mash. I used a 5-gallon pail, and I put, this is a 6-gallon still. I don't have a 6-gallon pail, so I put water in here. I chopped up strawberries and watermelon. Some people use sugar, some people don't. My recipe calls for 5 pounds of sugar and a 5-gallon pail. And if you were to actually make moonshine, you would be putting yeast in here as well, a turbo yeast, brewer's yeast. And that whole process takes minimum of 2 days, and I did it for, let's assume I let my mash set for 5 days until the yeast would max out. So it's going to give you between 16 and 22% alcohol. It's kind of like wine. You can smell it, you can taste it a little bit, but it's not strong. The distilling process is what makes it strong, good alcohol content. This still has a thumper keg and then the worm. Thumper keg's also called a doubler, and the worm is a condenser. Way back in the day, originally when they were making moonshine, they would have to distill what was in the pot twice to get the high alcohol content. Then they came up with the doubler, or the thumper. All right, I'm gonna take this jar and just gonna put it in the refrigerator, have that set aside for now. So I've made the mash. I started that 5 days ago, and I filled the pot. And now, where you put these pieces together, there's a seam there, seams around here, and steam would come out under pressure. So if that's alcohol, you don't want alcohol vapor and open flame near each other. That's where the explosions come in. That's my bedroom wall there. I wouldn't want a hole in my bedroom wall. My wife would kind of kill me. It would ruin my day. So I'm going to show you how you would seal that if we were actually making alcohol. One other thing on this condenser, you need cold water to condense the vapor. And here in Texas, it's hard to find cold water. Even the groundwater coming out of this hose is pretty much room temperature. So I'm going to let this run. You're going to see it overflowing, running off the table. Also, normally I'd have this sitting lower on the ground. I kind of built up a platform to where you were able to see it. I have a single burner running off a propane tank. That's where I get the heat to brew the pot. And I have the red line, the red needle is the temperature I don't want to go over, and the black needle is the temperature I'm at now. So right now we're at 90 degrees out here is room temperature before the sun comes up very high. So I'm going to make a paste. I'm going to start the fire, and we're going to make a paste and seal this off. So I have the flame up high right now. When the temperature in the pot reaches about 150 degrees, I'm going to back the flame down a little bit so it doesn't go over 175. Alcohol vaporizes at 172. You want to cook it slow for a long time. Just get the steam out, don't get the sediments out. I need to get some paste going pretty quick here. And as I said, I don't have cold water, so I'm going to let that hose continue to run. It's just going to spill out over the table. That's fine. Let me mix this flour. This is just flour and water. And put this on all the areas we need to seal up. First one being up here, on top of the pot. The mash is in the pot. The pot is sealed. If I see any steam coming out anywhere, I'm going to shut the flame off immediately and then add the paste to make sure that the steam and the flame don't come in contact. So I have paste on standby. I'll be watching for any steam vapors coming out. I got cold water running through the worm, heat on the pot. This is up to 95 now, almost 100. When it reaches 150, I'll turn that heat down and watch it grow up to about 175. So this is going to take a while, and before we get to the next step where it starts going into the thumper keg and then condensing, I'll send you back to Al and we'll see how he's doing. And I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. All right, hey friends, I see you found me okay. That's good. So I'm just about to start getting some food on the grill. Gotta do the burgers. I did smash burgers, just basically putting them between some parchment paper, pushing them down. I got 6 of them out of 1 pound of ground beef. I don't want to have the burgers too big because I'm going to put bacon and chili and cheese on top of that, some onions and a couple of pickle slices. So I have the burgers, I have bacon, and I have hot dogs. Now, I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I was watching YouTube the other day trying to research this, and apparently there's some magic incantations you can learn and speed things up a little bit. So I'm going to give this a try for my first time and see how this goes, all right? All right, let's check this out. Well, that worked pretty good with the burgers. So I'm gonna give this a try with the hot dogs, see what happens, and the bacon, see what happens. Let's do the bacon next. All right, here we go. It's awesome. All right, hot dogs. You ready? I love learning new cooking skills. All right. Get a little salt and pepper on the burgers. I believe in making cooking easy, so I put salt and pepper in the same container. One shaker, the mix that I like. Boom, it's done. So I got a new friend on social media, and she's a great artist, she really is. And she did a picture for me, and I'm going to put that up because a lot of people I know said that there's quite a resemblance to me grilling in my backyard between that picture and me. And I don't know, you guys take a look and see what you think. Yeah, I know, I don't know, me either, but she's a great artist, and I love what she's doing, and I love the picture, I love her artwork, but as far as resembling me, grilling in my backyard, I'm not 100% sold, but leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Speaking of leaving me a comment, it's very important to me, it would really mean a lot if you did hit the like button and the subscribe button and kind of boost my channel for me. I actually put a lot of work into the videos. Some of them take 2 or 3 days to set up, a lot of cleanup after, and I enjoy it, but if people like it, appreciate it, that's what makes it worthwhile to me, you know? So if you do, leave me a comment. Oh yeah. There we go. Those are looking great. Now this part's only going to take a few seconds. It doesn't take long to cook the meat, cook the burgers. Then we'll go back inside and put this together. I'm lucky it's a little overcast today, so I don't have the bright sun beating down on me. It actually gets so hot here, I have the camera back under a little patio. If I put the camera out in the sun and run it, try to do a video for 30 minutes, it overheats. The screen shuts off, I can't see what I'm videoing, and then eventually the camera shuts down so the battery won't blow up. So some of the difficulties I run into. Now that bacon cooks quick. I don't want it too overcooked. I'll put that right on this plate. That's good to go. Hot dogs are getting there. I don't know about you, but I love char on my hot dogs. That is awesome. Now these are thin. It's not going to take a long time to cook those. I think that's good. Shut these burners off. All right, I'll see you inside. All right, guys, so how's Al doing? He's got burgers on the grill, hot dogs, chili, bacon. I hope he's got all that because I'm hungry. But I have good news here. I'm up to temperature. So the pot's boiling or steaming. sending the steam to the thumper keg to come into the worm. The wind is wreaking havoc with my flame today, and the not cold enough water is wreaking havoc with my my condenser. But I'm starting to get a trickle out of there, so things are looking good. Now, what's coming out now is pure ethyl alcohol, and that's what we have to throw away, the first part of the batch. That's what, in the old days, they used to say, don't drink moonshine, it'll cause blindness. Well, that's why you can't drink this first part. You got to toss it, and then after that, we're good. I'll let this get to about a half a jar. We'll throw that away, and then we'll have a sample. As I mentioned earlier, this worm, in my opinion, is underpowered. So I'm in the process of upgrading that. I have a wooden barrel. It's a little bit bigger opening, and I have a larger diameter pipe for the inside. So this was sealed on both ends, and I cut this seal out yesterday, and I have to drill some holes. I'm going to make a drain spout so it doesn't flow over the top, that it can come out the side and down a hose and run out of the way, and a spout to connect into here, and a spout to catch the alcohol coming out. And I think with the larger water container, bigger diameter pipe, it'll turbocharge that condenser, and it'll condense a lot faster and do a better job. All right, now this, like I said, is only a 6-gallon still, so I don't have to do too much. I don't need a full jar or anything. Get rid of that. Hey Al, how are those burgers coming? Almost ready. Save me a hot dog. You know I love chili dogs. You save me a jar. Of course I'll save you a jar. I'll bring one in when it's time to eat. He's always worried he's not going to get his moonshine or his alcohol. Look at me. Look at my shirt. Do I look like I'm not going to share? What do you think? We got a sip here. Let's check it out. Of course, you know, it's strawberry watermelon water, so just make sure it has a strawberry watermelon flavor. That's some hot water. If that was actual moonshine, that'd probably be 180, 190 proof. I could cut that down to 90 proof by just adding water. That's what most people do that actually brew their own moonshine. They'll cut that back to 90. So that's the process, and it takes several hours. You don't realize from camera and editing, but I've been sitting out here for several hours watching this. Now, one of the first things I did when it got up to temperature is I checked for steam. You want to be very careful. Feel around there for steam, feel around here for steam. And look, listen, and check to make sure there's no steam coming out. Like I said, the wind was wreaking havoc with my flame. I have a storage shed, a tool shed around the corner, but you don't want to do this in a storage shed. You don't want to do this in your basement. If you're in a confined space, you're more likely to have an explosion. I can't overestimate the dangers in doing this at home. That's why it's illegal. That's why I'm only distilling water, flavored water, because you're not allowed to make your own moonshine at home. So you can see the jar filling up little by little. Again, it takes time. I got this hose water turned up, so it's overflowing. My new worm's going to have a spout out the back. It won't be overflowing down the side. I'm going to upgrade that to a turbo, and the thumper keg's doing its job. The pot's doing its job. So when that jar is full, I'm going to take that inside, grab a chili cheeseburger and a chili hot dog, and have a little sip of strawberry watermelon water with my lunch. I'll see you guys inside, and we'll have some burgers together. Here you go, Al. Thank you, Cowboy. Very welcome, you handsome devil. Now, where's my lunch? I'll have lunch for you in just a second. Settle down there, handsome. I'm getting to it. Just got to get some onions out of the fridge. Oh, that was wicked nice of them, wasn't it? Look at that. That looks beautiful. That's some good water. That's some good water. All right, let's get this lunch put together. All right, so I'm in from outside. We're gonna put these together now. I did put cheese on these, even though I didn't do it on the grill. I put it on as soon as we took them off the grill. I have that chili that I made ahead of time. I'm gonna spoon some of that over it. This is a special treat for color and effect. A little whiskey barbecue sauce, very thick sauce. How does that look? Oh, I gotta get the onions out of the refrigerator. I almost forgot the onions. Here they are. Cowboy. That was his lunch anyway. What the heck? All right. You can add whatever toppings you like to these, be it shredded cheese over the top, you know, the grated onions or the chopped onions that I love, but this is gonna be a delicious lunch. I love the bacon. Listen, I gotta take a bite of this right now because I can't wait. This is just juicy and delicious looking. Man. Mmm. Mmm. Not only is that juicy and delicious, but Cowboy brought me a bottle or a jar of his strawberry watermelon water. So I'm gonna have a sip of that and wash down my burger. Yeah, boy. This is a backyard Texas barbecue at its best. All right, I'm gonna eat lunch. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm cleaned up after lunch. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me see if Cowboy's got anything to add. Cowboy, you got anything to add? He's got nothing to add. He'll be all right in a couple of days. So I want to give a shout out to my friend at Wonky Artist. Shout out to Pork Chops, also known as Hardigan, because he's the one that's been begging me for the chili cheeseburgers. So that's to you, Mikey. Other than that, everything's cleaned up. And again, I'd like to ask, if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And I'll tell you what, I enjoyed the video. It was a lot of work this time. I had to start last week with the mash, setting up a still, cleaning up the still, making chili, cooking outside. So there was a lot of moving parts, but it was a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll tell you what, those chili cheeseburgers, I gotta say thank you to Mike, because those were delicious, and I'll be doing that again. So till next week, I'll see you back here in my backyard.